lived and served me for a bit too long now, apparently. Because we're back at this game. This game, it just gets repetitive. The only way you can put it is this game gets repetitive somehow quicker than Garden Warfare 2. And at times I thought that game just got repetitive before even starting it. Now it turns out I actually appreciate how quickly that game can get repetitive. As if it didn't annoy me that that game could get repetitive in 15 minutes before. But yeah. I just want to speak about a few things as well that have become apparent through the live from Neighbourville, I believe, last night. One being damage drop-off has somehow turned into being ranged drop-off, or bullet drop-off, whatever it is. Put it like this, they're adding something, or I'm pretty sure they're making it, so it's like, basically they're making a lot of characters have what Nightcap has at the minute, where the bullets kind of just arc the further away you are, so yeah. Soldier is getting nerfed. I believe All-Star's not getting nerfed. I haven't seen the patch notes, but from my knowledge, All-Star's not getting nerfed. But they've given damage drop-off to, or they've given the bullet drop-off to someone like Chomper and Imp. I mean, if you can explain to me, please, why them two need bullet drop-off. You know, they're not really characters that you suddenly go, you know what, I'm going to play Chomper and Imp, both at long range. Because that makes me unique. No, it doesn't. It pretty much makes you an idiot. If there's two characters you don't play at long range, it's Imp and Chomper. Well, yes, alright, fine. They basically made Yeti Chomper the Chomper of this game. Doesn't mean you have to use Yeti Chomper all the time. Oh yeah, Homing P's also getting nerfed. It's only taken them, I believe, what will be 6 months, 5 months. But yeah, Homing P's getting nerfed. I've heard Homing P's getting nerfed, bullet drop-offs getting added to characters, and Foot Soldiers getting nerfed. They're the 3 that I've heard. And then this new character is one that we've kind of known about for a while, because if you do the story, oh, I'll say the story, if you do the hub missions, they're not really a story. Garden Warfare 2 has more of a story than this game, and that game's story's all over the place. In fact, that game basically doesn't have a story, and it's basically a load of just side quests. But if you do all the side quest mission-y things in this game, then one thing that might become apparent to you is there's one unique character. At the minute, if you're playing this after March 2020, then it wouldn't really make any sense. But as of, well, pretty much ever since this game came out until about, well, probably this, from September of like 2019 through to March 2020, there's one unique character within this game. More specifically in Weirding Woods for the zombie missions. And that's the Wizard. Because if you do all the missions for the plants and the zombies, then you'll notice that every other character, or every character that you get missions from, you can play within the game. You know, so they're either like a core and a foot. So, trying to think off the top of my head what the ones are in Wailing Woods. I believe they're an imp, an engineer, a dead beard, and an all-star. No. There's a super brains in there. Put it like this, they're 4 playable characters. I say 4, I think there's 3. Including, well, not including the wizard. But yeah, the wizard is the only character in these missions that isn't a playable character as of the game's launch. Or as of Wailing Woods' launch, which was 2 weeks after Founders came out. Week after Founders came out. I think Wailing Woods was the second area to get added, because I believe Town Centre kind of came with Founders week 1. So yeah. But the wizard was, or will be, the only character that you get a mission from, like one of the main missions from, in these areas that you can't play. And everyone was kind of speculating that, you know, oh, he's just going to become a playable character. And then to back that point up, like, this was removed a couple of, I believe, about a month after the game, after Founders release. So I think like October 2nd. I'm not going to give specific dates because I don't know exactly when it was removed. But I think it was about a month after the game's release. I'll go to the back to the. I'll go to Giddy Park and show you. But by the character booth, I believe this was on the zombies only. But by the character booth, the team switch tent. I think it's a team switch. Yeah, it was a team switch tent. I think if you looked about here, where all these tools are, then there was actually a magic staff, like the one the wizard has in Wailing Woods. I ain't gonna go there because, you know, I just can't be bothered. So I mean, that kind of solidified the factor of, you know, he's pretty much gonna become a playable character at a point in time. Turns out, as of yesterday, it was confirmed that this wizard is the wizard, or the character's getting added in March. So yeah. I believe the new map's been shown as well. However, somebody forgot that it was live from Neighbourville last night, and therefore found all this information out via YouTube videos the day after, and doesn't know the name of the map, and actually hasn't Googled or YouTubed it. So I haven't actually seen any footage of the new map or anything yet. So yeah. But yeah. So I mean, this game could be interesting over the next couple of months. Oh yeah, legend upgrades as well. The legendary characters are coming back, pretty much. If you don't know what I'm on about, there was, I believe, some hint of characters within this game getting like a legendary upgrade, like these, not like one that you buy, like the Seasons Eatings and Deluxe Edition ones, not like them ones, like actual upgrades like these ones. You know, it's like low life and all that. The only problem is they're sold through Rooks, so they're going to be like a tenner each. So you're going to spend. So I actually gone about. I don't know what the most expensive thing in Rooks is. My bet is these upgrades are probably around the same price as these costumes Rook sells, which I think like 10 quid each. Looking at 1,000, yeah, about £8. My guess is going to be these upgrades are going to be £8 or £8 or whatever it is for 1,000 rainbow stars. But they are essentially the legendary characters from what I'm hearing. I believe one was shown on Live from Neighbourville last night, and it was the Corn one. And they've essentially put Commando Corn in here with the shield. Yes, like the shield that Super Brains, I believe, has. Yeah, like the one Super Brains has. Like this one, I think. But yeah. Like the shield I keep forgetting Super Brains has. My god, when this fist was so overpowered. I remember in like the first week, or the first couple of weeks, before the first character balancing, all you'd see was Nightcap and Super Brains. This guy seriously not float? So they seriously took away his like double jump thing. Like his double float jump thing. I mean, I don't know why it's only just occurred to me. You know, considering I've been playing this game for like pretty much ever since it came out in Founders. Also, if you're wondering, my PS4 starts 3 hours. I know I should probably have more, but I don't. I have 3 hours. So little compared to Xbox. Then again, I did get this game on Xbox a couple of months earlier. I'm so bad on PS4 though. I actually need to play on Xbox a bit more, I reckon. I have it on Xbox, I just don't play it on Xbox. I have a lot of games on Xbox I just don't play at the minute, to be honest with you. My only problem is, like, out of nowhere, I've started to get addicted to a lot of games I have on my Switch again. Like Smash Brothers. I picked up a Hat in Time the other, like last week I believe it was. Last weekend. Celestial I picked up on Switch. Bear in mind these were like on sale. No, Hat in Time wasn't on sale. I got that full price. I didn't get the deluxe or the deluxe one. The one that comes with both the DLCs. I got the base game and I was like, oh, I'll just pick up the DLCs on their own. If I actually end up liking the game. And yeah. It's funny because I picked up the game with full intentions of actually playing it. I have yet to actually find time to get back to it. Because out of nowhere, I also picked up the Smash Ultimate Fighters Pass. I put it like this, last weekend I ended up picking up, well, over the course of like the past month, I've picked up the Smash Ultimate Fighters Pass, Breath of the Wild DLC Pass, a Hat in Time, Celestial, and yeah, that's basically it. But I didn't realise that having Banjo and Kazooie made Smash a lot more fun than it already was. And I basically dedicated a lot of time into learning how to actually master them characters, when I could have been playing games like Celestial and all that. And then I keep going back to Pokemon Sword and Shield. I won't lie, Pokemon Sword and Shield, now that I've played it and I've basically just got to fill in the Pokedex, I don't know what it is with them games. I guess I'm trying to figure out what it is with the Galar games that makes them... It's weird because one half of me thinks that they drag, like in the post game when you're filling the Pokedex in, because of the weather in the wild area. But one part of me also thinks that the wild area just makes filling the Pokedex in a lot better. You know, because you don't have to go to about 7 different routes to find one Pokemon. You know, you don't have to go to 7 different routes to fill in like a line of Pokemon. Because I tend to do the Pokedex numerically. Or if the Pokemon's got multiple evolutions, Eevee, I tend to pick up. I wouldn't say Eevee's my issue with Sword and Shield. I'd say my issue with Eevee is you don't even have to, you know, you don't even have to go out your way to find, like, you know, you don't have to go out your way to, like, Sylveon, Espeon, Leafeon, and all them, because most of them spawn in one area anyway. So if you've got the right conditions, you can basically spawn an evolution in. Which, yeah. And it's funny because I keep thinking of going back to Pokemon Let's Go and finishing up that Pokedex to get the shiny charm to then hunt the legendaries. Then I realised that I can't get another Mewtwo to spawn in after I capture the one in my game. Which is when I then realise that I'm kinda messed over, because I don't have one on Let's Go that I can transfer over and all that stuff. So it essentially means I have to either not get a shiny Mewtwo or sit for hours on end soft resetting for a shiny Mewtwo. Which, I mean, either way, once I find this thing, it'll be easy to kill anyway, because Mega Charizard X and Venusaur, and then Gengar are a thing that I have on a team, which make that game a breeze. So, I mean, yeah. I only have 3 achievements in this game. Oh my god. I have 3 achievements out of like 51. I'm so bad at getting achievements in this game. It's funny because if I go back to Garden Warfare 2, there's only a few achievements that I'm actually missing. I believe there's actually like 3 or 4 achievements I'm missing, but I only need like 2 of them. Or 1 of them in order to get the platinum. And the one that I need is the defeat a super boss wave one, you know, any ops. Yeah, I know, I have yet to do that, surprisingly. I know I should have got it done by now, but yeah, I just haven't. I don't play ops, that's like my only downside. I think in my whole time on Garden Warfare, I've probably played 3 ops. On Garden Warfare 2, that is, not Garden Warfare 1. Mate, me and Lewis used to bang out ops back to back on Garden Warfare 1. Oh yeah, the reason why I spoke to him as well then is he starts this side quest of collecting golden fish around this place, and I have to remember where all 20 of them are. I remember a few of them are. But the painful thing is going to be remembering where they all are. There's one in here. I believe there's possibly 2 in here. There's one in the Horn. Oh, there's an achievement to use this thing. I forget it. So how the chuff would you press that? I feel like it's just something that you have to kind of push, but you can't. Let me search up how you do this one. I know what it is. Oh. I know what theme it makes, but I forget which ones it is. Plants versus Zombies, BFN, Piano, no. Trophy. What I'll do is I'll do it, and then I know what theme it makes if you actually play the proper one. I'll get the proper theme on YouTube, and I'll play the theme it makes, because I know what it makes. Now, start the black key from the right, second black key that is. And then walk diagonally onto the wooden key. And back to the same block key. Then jump down keys to the left. And another two. Onto the pretty right, idiot. Hang on. No, idiot. Is that it? No. Huh. Hang on. One. I'm gonna have to find a video of someone doing this achievement, because I simply forget what it is. Plants versus Zombies, BFN, Piano, achievement. There's only the one.
Released a Founders Day edition. So if you get the Founders Day edition, which costs to earn, and then you'll versus Zombies theme on the PC. One person is going to go and play the theme. It is G2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Again, G sharp A, G sharp A, F, and then D. Come here. If there's no one here, go ahead and do it yourself.
Alright, hang on. No, I need them numbers on there. On me screen, please. Oh, so it's including the key. Okay. That makes a bit more sense now. So, walking from it there, it's... There. Nope. Let me try doing it with some like Snapdragon it can float. Then it may be a bit easier. You know, just having the... Four. There, a classical pianist. And for that, you have to play the notes G sharp A, G sharp A, F D on there. And if you're wondering what that makes, it makes this. It quite literally says play the PVZ theme on a piano. On piano. Actually, no word of a lie, I will happily share what is in my playlist on YouTube's music. It's the Garden Warfare 1 version. And actually it's an extended one, I think. I'm an idiot. I had an extended one in my playlist. No, it's not. It is just classically 5 minutes long. I love that original theme. I don't care what anyone says, but PVZ is probably one of the one of the best original tower defense tower defense type of games. Like the original and then PVZ 2. It's about time. I mean, obviously you're not going to be on about Garden Warfare 1, 2 and BFM. As well as Heroes and that. Because, I mean, you can't really class Heroes as tower defense. It's more of a head-to-head thing. I'm trying to think what it compares to. I guess Clash Royale, in a way. You know, where you've got, like, the HP and all that. Like, with the towers. And the cards and stuff that you use to actually play. My mind's gone blank. I actually cannot think of what else the original compares to. But I mean, I think that's what makes PVZ kind of unique in its own sort of way. Is very few games have tried to repeat what PVZ's done and pulled it off memorably. You know, and actually managed to leave a mark or even a memory of itself. You know, whilst doing what it does kind of in a very, very good way. At least in my opinion, in a very good way. But I think that is the thing with PVZ. You know, it's one of them of... It's that well known now that I think they could probably get away with just about anything. And then still do it well. Like, they could try doing pretty much anything and pull it off. Because that's just how PvZ is. You know? I mean, hell, look at it. It went from being a simple 2D tower defense, to being a shooter, like an online third-person shooter, kind of out of nowhere. Because I think if you were back in 2009 and said to someone, where do you think this franchise will be in like X amount of years, I don't think anyone could have said, I'll have a third-person shooter that's successful. I don't even think like they could have predicted the third-person shooter. I think when they announced that PvZ was getting a third-person shooter, I think it definitely hit everyone by surprise. But then again, it worked well because they could take the kind of assets of tower defense and make it into its own game mode. Because that is essentially what, that is what the whole garden ops mode is, basically. It is just a tower defense. In the sense of, you've got the garden to defend. You go, you defend it. I don't think there's any simpler way you can put it. I don't think that's the beauty of PvZ. Well, that's what I personally think, yeah. But I think that's the beauty of PvZ. It's tried so many different things, and in the end, it's not really strayed off from what it's done well. I mean, yeah, right, PvZ Heroes was pretty good, like when it came out. I mean, we won't mention about that game now. I mean, they killed it off back in, like, what, 2017? I believe the game had its last update. And, there's just now no official talk of that game, like, at all. But that's the sad thing, Like, I find Heroes probably wasn't doing any wonders for PopCap, and that's probably why they killed it off. But there was no talk or anything. There was no warning or anything, we kind of just got, oh yeah, by the way, this here, I think it was like Galactic Gardens or something, it was like the last update that PvZ, that Heroes actually got. Then it just died. But don't get me wrong, right, it's still got a pretty strong online community. And, like, it's got a pretty sizable one, actually. But do I think PopCap did it any favours by suddenly basically going, yeah, by the way, we're not updating this game anymore, without any word of warning or anything? No, I don't think PopCap did it any favours by doing that. And, they actually killed off a pretty good game by doing that, because, that's what Heroes was. It was an amazing game to play. Or I find it wasn't like Clash Royale, you can be basically sat on the bog and jump on and have a quick game. You'd need a solid 15-20 minutes for a game. Like, you weren't having a quick, you weren't, like, there was none of this, I'll just jump on for a quick game. Like, that, you weren't having that on Hero, you're not having that on Heroes. And that's just something that you can have as a fact. If you have a game as, like, a 5-minute game, if you have, like, a 5-minute game on Heroes, then you have a rage quit on your hands. That, or you just have someone that can't be bothered to put up with a pretty sizable team of doubled mints. I've run into a few of them myself. People who quit it after seeing a doubled mint. It's actually a pretty funny sight. If I do say so myself, it is actually a fairly funny sight. But that's the beauty of PvZ. It tries so many things and sticks to what it can do well. Like the shooters, alright, fine. Maybe BFN isn't. I mean, would I say BFN's a good example of what Garden or what PopCap can do with a PvZ shooter? No, I probably wouldn't say this game's like a prime example of what they can do in its current state. Would I say Garden Warfare 2's a perfect example? No, not really. And there's actually two very good reasons I say that. They play, whilst BFN and Garden Warfare 2 might be similar in nature, they feel like this play so much differently. Like, you know, Garden Warfare 2 and BFN, like, although they're like what, 3 years apart from each other, they feel so much further apart because of how slow they play in comparison to each other. You know, BFN definitely feels like it plays slower than Garden Warfare 2, and then Garden Warfare 1 feels like it plays slower than Garden Warfare 2. You know, but Garden Warfare 2 kind of also had 3 years, whereas Garden Warfare 1 had 2 and a bit years, I believe. I think I had just under 2 years before Garden Warfare 2 came out, and then I believe this game had about 3.5 years or so. And you know what? Yeah, right, fine. Garden Warfare 2 had like 2017, which was full of monthly character balances and all that. But you know what? It helped. It helped make the game better. It made it more exciting. I mean, yeah, Scientist is definitely a hidden gem in that game. 77 damage without fail, up close. Well, with damage upgrade on. 70 without. But that's the fun of that's the fun of these games, you know. Scientist plays completely differently in this game than he does in Garden Warfare 2. Because Garden Warfare 2, he kind of has, like, yeah, his reticle, and the center of that reticle is where he fires. BFN, he kind of fires in an area around that reticle, you know, causing about basically a monstrosity of 2s and 3s to come up on your screen. Because if you look, that's kind of close up. Yeah, there's quite a sizable difference between that and that. So we're even down here, you see. That was zoomed in, that's kind of on its own. I don't even think that's with precision. Yeah, that's not even like with precision either, because that you get advanced. But that's what I mean, yeah. Garden Warfare 1, 2 and BFN all play differently from each other, you know, with the different speeds, the different characters, the different classes, and all that. I'll say different classes. If you take, like, what's it, 10 characters out of this game, then you essentially have Garden Warfare 1. Because this game just feels like it plays at the same pace as Garden Warfare 1. And I'd say, you know, with this game playing the same, or with this game feeling like it plays at the same pace as Garden Warfare 1's a bad thing. Except it's not. Garden Warfare 1 is still fun to go back and play. Like, almost 6 years on from its original release. In fact, it's 6 years on 21st of February this year, I believe. Which is stupid to think alone that the Garden Warfare franchise is almost 6 years old. Kind of stupid. So, yeah. and it's definitely got some good players in the community. Garden Warfare 2 has some amazing people in its community. You know, like, I'll actually tell, like, especially in the speedrunning community for Garden Warfare 2, there is, yeah. There's definitely some amazing people in the Garden Warfare 2 speedrunning community. You've got JH, you've got Kuka, you've got Cording. Yeah, you've got some pretty cool people in the community. You know, like, we're in a chat, we chat to each other now and again. Like, you know, we watch out for each other, you know, that's kind of just how it goes. We hold little tournaments against each other. Which, by the way, that ended on the 17th. I forgot to put up a video about that. But that was actually kind of fun, doing that tournament. With the speedruns and all that. I think we're planning on doing another one, so if you guys are wanting to get into it, then hold your horses. I believe we're trying to arrange another one. The only problem is, I think there's me, JH, and Cording that are in the UK, and Kuka and a few others are in the US and Argentina and all that, which is kind of annoying because it means that we're all messaging each other like 11 o'clock at night UK time. I'll tell you about everyone who's in the Discord server we made for the speedrunning like competition and stuff that we got going. It's annoying because I've got two servers in my Discord that have the same picture for them. There's me, there's Kuka, there's E. I don't know his channel and stuff, if he has one, that is. Jack Plays, I don't know his channel either. Sodalite, JH12590, Quading Watt 6, and XD Zon BDX. We're all in the server. You know, we kind of just all chat to each other now and again. The only problem is, like, I think there's 4 or 5 admins on the server, and 4. Yeah, there's 5 admins. 3 of us are living in the UK, and the other 2 are, I think, US and Argentina. I don't know where in the US, but I know it's like US way kind of place, yeah. So yeah, I think we're planning on doing another thing. I'll probably message JH later and check up on that. If we are doing another one, then I'll definitely post a video about it. So yeah, because like I say, it was fun doing one, because, you know, like JH was saying at the start in the Discord, we're hoping to get more people into it, because, you know, the more people we can get into it, and the bigger we can get the competitions to be, and then it could actually be fun and make Garden Warfare, or Garden Warfare 2 actually have something to do in it. Because, you know, after about, what, I think it's almost 700 hours I've put into that game now, on PS4, and counting Xbox as well. But if you're to count PS4, I've put a solid amount of time in. I've played 700 hours, and after that length of time, Garden Warfare 2 definitely does just kind of go a bit on the dry side, I think, is like one of the only ways you can put it. As I think in 700 hours, you can pretty much empty that backyard. And you know, for 2016, alright, fine, it wasn't the biggest kind of hub world we've ever seen, especially for seeing 2017 brought Breath of the Wild. But then again, you know, Garden Warfare 2 is more of an online shooter, Breath of the Wild is more of a offline adventure kind of game. They're two different categories of games. But granted, Garden Warfare 2 didn't have the biggest subworld we've ever seen in gaming, in online shooters, at least. It still has a lot of stuff to do in it. You've got the gnomes, you've got you've got a lot of stuff you can do. You've got getting to max rank. That takes a lot of time and effort in itself, especially if you're bad at certain classes, or if you're just bad at them all. And then you're only good at like 3 characters. Oh my god, I like how these guys, when you shoot them, their smile goes to just being upside down. There's another one around. I'll do it again. Show you guys. Oh, I don't say that's the only one now. No, it's not. That snowball went flying up. Happy. Sad. It's actually kind of funny. There you go. Happy. Get saddened. Happy. Get saddened. But yeah. Also, if you're wondering what I was on about with the damage earlier. Oh, it's 1s and 2s now. Not 2s and 3s. I believe if you hit crits, it's 3s. So yeah. Anyway guys, I think for now, at least, I'm going to end the stream here. Hope you enjoyed. And I'm probably going to go and play some CTR now or something. And try and finally get this new Megamix. I'll get Megamix. Yeah, I have yet to get him. Oh, haha, very funny. I haven't actually played CTR that much lately, so probably going to play some of that tomorrow. So yeah, anyway guys, it's like what, 10? I'll see you later. Good